I just recorded a 25-minute video and I am all over the place. We'll call it ADHD enlightenment. Enjoy. We have the King of Swords. I was thinking about Lord Mandelson. But he's definitely not upright position. Okay. So I want to come on here briefly and I want to talk about a few things, a couple of predictions, as well as a short, brief collective message because I'm pulled to do this. But before I get into this video, I want you guys to understand that all of the negativity that you leave underneath my comment section, I don't see it. And there's a reason for that, because I don't want to vibrate on that energy. So somebody else goes right in, reports the comments if they are pretty harsh, and gets rid of them for me. My mods have been very transparent, and they have told me that there's one particular person who has been leaving comments and linking other channels underneath my videos. Well, now, we got to draw the line somewhere. I don't care what other people do on YouTube. I am not in competition with other people. I don't wish anyone any ill will. I want everyone to do good on YouTube. There are many platforms, there are many channels, and there's a reason for that. That way, the person subscribing has a choice to stay or go. Just like I don't do conspiracy theories. And that's what this was about in regards to a few things. Well, Dark Rose is this and that. Okay, that's not the way I work on my channel. And that's fine if other people do. I don't. I've been doing this for a long time, okay? And my style of work has never changed and never will. And there's nothing that can convince me any different on YouTube or anywhere else except God. That's it. That's the only person I will take direction from, all right? So just be respectful. Respect other people, and that includes the people that are providing you the content. If you don't like them, go to another channel and watch them. That's fine. I would rather you leave and find someone that you resonate with instead of staying here and just being miserable out of your gore and leaving, reverse psychology, as I would call it, underneath my videos for all to see. Who most of my subscribers don't want to read that junk. They're upbeat. They're in a high frequency vibration. And so we want to keep it that way. Okay. Lord Mandelson, I know they are going into his home and removing things. That's what I heard. Now, I will tell you that I put out the prediction. I did a lot on Epstein, and I'm not going to recant any of it because it's coming to light. Some of it is, right? I talked about Lord Mandelson, and I talked about Keir Starmer. I don't know how recent. I know it was in 2025, maybe October 2025, or even November. I don't remember the exact time frame, but I know we talked about it. And this guy, just the way it sounds, Lord Mandelson, I just get this dark energy around his soul. Okay, let's just say this, allegedly. I believe that Lord Mandelson was more than just a business partner to Jeffrey Epstein. He was way more than that. I believe he was a participant, just like Andrew. I call him Pandrew because he's a pedo. That's what he is. I'm sorry, not sorry. He's a fucking pedo. And I have said from day one that there would be information coming out. All right, guys, sorry, got disrupted. Yeah, this guy was definitely way more than that. And that's going to come out, I do believe. Because right now we're just hearing of the business contacts and we're making connections of Ghislaine Maxwell. She was tied into Epstein, and we talked about how her father, Robert, is tied into Epstein and Andrew, and that's the link. I believe that is the British link, prime suspect links. And this goes into British intelligence as well. We're learning that Mandelson gave Epstein a lot of British intelligence. Private, confidential information. right? So there's the connection there. So that's pretty, I say we're on the money, guys. I say we're on the money. And I say we because you guys sometimes put this stuff out before I do. And I give credit where credit is due. And so my subscribers, y'all have been saying that Lord Mandelson is not a good guy. And somebody brought this to my attention back in September. And I didn't really get into the UK portion of politics until, October, November of 2025. So it is coming to light, and you guys are right. Absolutely right. Also, I spoke on Andrew. And I believe there's going to be some real damaging information. I mean, everything that's come out about Andrew the pedophile, is already significant, but there's going to be more. I see something else. I think there's either a photograph or a video, and this is something that has not emerged yet regarding Andrew, and I think we're going to learn of it. It's going to be very disturbing, and I don't think this has come out yet, or I wouldn't be talking about it. So, yes, and we talked about the man in, I don't know if he's in Norway or if he's in Brussels. I still see this man who's connected to royalty, not the royal family, but connected to another royal family. And he's connected to the courts. He's connected to everything. I mean, he's not a world leader. But I'm seeing this guy still fall, even though I said that we'd start seeing it happen. And maybe it was Lord Mandelson, but I don't think so, because I'm getting more of a Scandinavian feel to this guy. All right, so I wanted to pull a few cards. There we go. So we have the Temperance and Upright. And we have the Devil. I'm going to pull just one more. We have the Two of Wands, the 3 cards, and of course this card came out, but I don't get Lord Mandelson or Keir Starmer on this card yet. I'm just going to pull it aside and see what comes out. Well, what I will say, because I feel like there's something I need to say in regards to the Devil. The enemy does want to consume you. This is a collective message for everybody. The devil does want to consume the light in others. Yeah. He wants to completely distract you in everything you do. And you'll be surprised the shape and form of people that the devil uses to come into your life to do these things. They use your lovers sometimes. They use family. They use friends. They use coworkers. Yeah, they do. But I feel like whoever this energy is, it's lingering. It's a collective energy, and it's out to destroy us. But we have to stay into the temperance energy, into the light. Because I feel like the temperance is trying to say fear. Fear is a weapon that is formed against you if you allow it. And you should call on Archangel Michael or whatever your belief is. Call on the angels, call on divine, call on God to protect you internally and externally. Call the divine in, because right now there's a lot of vampires that are wanting to suck the white light out of others. And again, they use people, human flesh, to do this. It's not just spiritual where you can't see it. True story. All right, then we have the Two of Wands that came out here. Oh, by the way, I'm using Gilded Tarot. This is one of my first decks. Not my original deck that I ever had, but it's one of my first ones. This is my original. You can tell it's old. I've had it for quite a long time. And it's actually my favorite. All right. I know, I mean, when I look at the picture, the imagery of it versus the actual meaning, I see timelines. This is what I see, timelines. And we talked about timelines in my astrological video yesterday. And I said the timelines are spreading apart. Here, they're spreading apart, and we have to get our shit together before the eclipse, which is coming up around February 17th. We have to rid of what no longer serves us. We have to cleanse our own minds, our auric fields, all of that in order to be where we want to be in the light. Okay? If you are still in that same old mindset, you're going to be falling behind. Okay? And that's when you could succumb yourself of more dark energy. I think that's what this is representing here. I don't know. I just get the images. Sometimes I don't always use the meaning. I just look at the card like, oh, okay, I'm seeing timelines. This is crazy. So after this solar eclipse that's coming in or around the 17th of February, I think it is February 17th, but I always look a few days ahead and a few days after because the energies linger. But in this particular prediction that I'm sharing, this is for the United States. This feels to be United States of America here. It could be anywhere, but this is where I'm getting it the strongest at this given moment. And Turkey, Indian Ocean as well. But there's going to be an earthquake, and I don't feel like it's going to be a few days after. I believe that it's going to be maybe two weeks, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I don't have a timeline, but it doesn't feel to be like right on the solar eclipse day, okay, or the night before or after. This feels to be something maybe in March, and I kept getting something significant with March the 7th. I don't know what that means. I keep seeing March 7th. I don't know if there's anything that's supposed to be happening that I'm not aware of that's public, or if this is something, it feels to be an event that maybe is not out in the public yet. And it could be natural disaster, or it could be something that is man-made. But March the 7th is significant. So the area that I have down for the West Coast, well, actually, this earthquake, I'm getting number 7 a lot. So I have down 7.8, but it could even register on the Richter scale. It could even be more like, it could be 7.9 or 8. I don't want to say, oh, it's going to be so catastrophic and everybody's going to fall into this deep, underground. I don't see it being like that. It feels to be more of almost like a wake-up call, spiritual awakening per se, for people that are not awake yet, or they refuse to take off the rose-tinted glasses. But I have down Northern California, or just California, and then I have Oregon, and you also have Utah, Nevada, and Alaska. So I put those 3 areas in because I feel like the aftershocks are going to go pretty far up. Maybe they're going to go north and maybe a little west, or east, rather, east. But those are the areas I have, and I feel like this is going to be something that happens. It's going to be a pretty strong earthquake. And again, I do feel like it's political and spiritual in that area. I don't know for what reason. I don't always get everything. I feel like the shakening is a warning. It's a premonition to what's to come if certain people don't get their acts together. And that's how I am interpreting it. Also, it's like as the earthquake is, under the ground doing its thing, right? There's like these fig trees and nut trees. This is how I'm saying it. And these fig trees are rocking back and forth. There are vultures inside the fig trees, right? Hiding in these nut trees. And as the earthquake takes place, the vulture pack is revealed. Shadow people, swamps, darkness, people that aren't good, connected to the globalists, connected to political stats, the ones that have been causing a lot of problems in the USA. I feel like things have to happen in order to reveal what's really going on. And a lot of things have already been revealed in 2026, and we're seeing that. And there's more to come, I do believe. Not just with Epstein. And then I was getting something with Tim Walz. And I don't know why. I was just hearing he's not going to run for president. Well, hell, I didn't know he was even considering running in 2028. I don't know why I was hearing that. He's not going to run for president. There's something going on around his energy as well. I feel like he is actually, what's interesting, because we have these 2 timelines, right, coming out. I feel like Tim Walz is stuck in the middle, and he needs to make a choice on what timeline he's going to stand on, interestingly. And not just Tim Walz, but other people. Mr. Newsom. I said that Gavin Newsom, excuse me. I don't know why I call him Gary. I think I'm getting him confused with the Texas governor, Gary Abbott, of Texas. But Newsom has a very good, prominent path ahead of him. But unfortunately, I don't think he's going to pick the right path. I think he's going to choose to stay on the path he's been on. No offense to people who love Newsom, but it's kind of destructive. Yeah, it is, because look at what happened in California. Those fires were not set by just one person, and the wind carried it all over the valley of California. That's bullshit. You know that, right? You know that. People were paid to light those fires. And that's not a conspiracy theory. That's just common sense. That's just common sense. And the bottom line is the globalist. The globalists will not repent. They will not change, and they will not go to the light. They could. They have time to do it. They have time to make that choice, to get on the right timeline, but they're not. So what happens after the 17th of February? You could say, well, we could see some natural disasters here in the United States. Again, I think it would be an earthquake. It could be something else that shakes the fig tree, that brings them out to be exposed, because they won't do it on their own free will. And as I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, they have to face destruction, right? I'm hearing that. They have to face destruction. Not physically, but internally. Here. Because some people, or we call them the dark shadow people, they want to screw up the United States. They want it to continue to stay corrupted. And that's why the disruptor, who I've been calling disruptor, nothing new here on this channel, I've been saying this, that's why this man Trump, President Trump, is in power. Again, you love him or hate him. Just like Keir Starmer. Nobody likes him. But he's in that position for a reason. To, even though he's a snake himself, he's a snake, believe me. But he is there to expose certain people, like, for example, Mandelson, even though Keir didn't do it himself. Keir had a heads up, though. That's why he didn't go to the Davos meeting. I think Trump or somebody gave him a heads up. Hey, this is what you're going to be dealing the hell with here in a few weeks. So you might just want to stay behind. Of course, I really didn't want him there anyways. But I think he was too stressed to go, because he knew that his good old friend, Mandelson, who helped shape Keir Starmer's career, and Tony Blair, hell, Mandelson, he was great friends with Tony Blair all through Tony Blair's political career as Prime Minister of the UK. They were like this. And then, then you got Keir Starmer. It's like these two came from the same cloth to some degree. But 2026 is the last attempt for the globalists in the swamp. They really want to destroy the U.S. economy. That's the first thing they really want to do. Because if they destroy the U.S. economy, it's a domino effect around the world, especially other Western countries, because they lean on us for certain things, okay? I don't see a success, but this is their way of bringing in that one world order, or the new world order. And again, that's why Trump is there, to block it. However, Keir Starmer, that's the difference between the two leaders. Keir is there to bring it in, if possible. And I also talked about the Diego, where I said Trump is not going to let Keir Starmer get rid of it. And that's the case, because I found out we have a military base there in that area. So I don't think Trump is going to let Starmer get rid of at least all of it. And the way I'm getting it through my spirit guides is that the swamp, or the shadow people, you can call them the globalists, they're all on the same team. They know that 47, Trump, has something. He has something that he could release. It's evidence, it's proof, but they're unsure of when he will release it. But he has the power to do that. And when he does that, the false faces will reveal themselves too. I was getting that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. So people are going to have to make choices, even these political leaders. Like I said, Gavin, Mr. Newsom, he could have, if he chose the right path and changed some of his ways, he could come clean and speak on who was really behind the fires, because there's someone over him that did that. And he just kind of had to walk through it. But he's never going to give it up. I don't think so. I think he's... I don't see him being the next leader. He has the potential, Spirit says, but he's not going to probably end up going on that course direction. But I think there's going to be a lot more information. Oh, and as far as Keir Starmer, is he going to step down? Is he going to be taken out of power? We've all been saying it. But here's my honest opinion. And what I feel on a intuitive level is, no, he's not going anywhere in February. Keir Starmer is going to lose credibility more and more and more. And his energy and his influence is just going to be narrowed. Okay? Just barely in power. Just barely enough to hold on. But he's not going to have all the full access. It's going to be narrowed, but not completely out of power. Is what I'm getting. Not yet. All right, guys. So I just want to hop on here. I will let you guys know because I have been diagnosed with kidney stones, and I have been up and down, still trying to work, and I've been really sick, honestly, really sick. And so I need to have surgery for this particular stone that's been there for some time, and it's just moving down into my tube. And now it's blocking me from being able to use the restroom and things. So it has to come out in the next week. So I don't know how long that's going to hold me up, but probably not, but maybe a few days. But I'm glad that I'm able to get it fixed. And yeah, the stone finally moved from wherever it was prior, and it is causing me pain, a lot of nausea. You guys know if you've had kidney stones, they suck, really suck. So, but anyways, I'll be good, and I will see you all. I'll probably see you in a few days, actually. And talk to you soon.